Hello everybody. Hopefully you can hear me okay. If you can't hear me, just give me a shout. So I'm just going to hit a few balls in the net, and please feel free to post some comments if you're struggling with your if you're struggling with your golf game at all. I'm here to try and help as much as I possibly can without obviously looking at your golf swing. So anyone jumping on? Not as of yet. Right, have we got anyone? Nope. Okay, so if you are watching this, if you're watching this on the replay, I'm actually here to give some golf tips and advice. If you're struggling on your golf game, then just drop me a message on there, and I'll see if I can help you out with whatever it is that you're struggling with your golf game right now. Meantime, I'm going to do a little bit of wedge practice until we get some questions start firing in. So, if you're struggling with anything at all in your golf game, I want to try and help you out. Fire away. If you're struggling with your golf game, drop me a message on the chat. Anything in particular, I'll see if I can try and help you out. So, if you've only just joined, if you're struggling with anything in particular with your golf game, just drop me a message on there and I'll see if I can help you out. What have we got? Any messages yet? Anyone struggling with any part of their golf game that they need some help with? Drop me a message if you need some help. In the meantime, I'm just going to practice my wedge play. I've got a new technique I'm working on. Of course, someone's just started a still saw up about 3 gardens down now, so hopefully you can still hear me all right. Those that are new, if you're struggling with anything with your golf game at all, drop me a message, hit the chat. Okay, let's see if we have anything on the chat. Live chat. Do we have anything at all? Nothing yet. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone's enjoying their golf. Now that we've actually got some decent-ish weather, it's not raining. That's obviously a big bonus, because that's all it seemed to do this winter. So we have actually had a good bank holiday weekend here in the UK. Okay. Do we have any messages? Let's have a little look. Nothing yet. Let's go. Right. I'm just posting a little poll on here now for everyone. Right, let's try that. What have we got? No messages come through as of yet. Okay, fire away when ready. Have you played golf this weekend? Just gone. If you have, how was it? Any good? No good? Was there anything in particular that you were struggling with that you need help with? Or I can maybe try and help you out, do a little demo for you, whatever it is. Just give me a shout on there. Don't be afraid to put a message on there. Have we got anything? Have we got anything? Come on, guys. Let's have some messages. Oh, we've got a vote. Do we need help with your golf game? Yes. Okay. If you need help, drop me a message. What do you need help with? Let me see if I can help you out. How to use a driver. Okay. When you say how to use a driver, do you what do you mean by that? Is it going right? Is it going left? Are you topping it? Is it going high? What's the shot that's being caused? Because I can probably try and diagnose it for you or help diagnose it for you if you give me a bit more info with regards to what you're struggling with your driver. Is it tee height? Is it? It could be a number of things. So just give me a little bit more detail on that, and I will try and give you a bit of help. We will get driver out. The only problem I've got here is you can probably see this wire. I can only really go up to about 8 iron here in the net at home. But I can give you a demo on particular things if you're struggling. So let me know. In the meantime, we've got 2 votes. Here we go. Right, okay, 2 votes, and they're both struggling. They both say you need help with your golf game. So drop a message on there. What do you need help with? Let's have a look. Let's see if we can help you out. I used to go live quite a bit on TikTok, but this is really the first time doing it on YouTube, to be honest. So I'm going to start to do this on a weekly basis for those of you that are watching, to try and help you out with your golf game, as much as I possibly can with regards to where you may be struggling, and also just giving you some tips and a little bit of advice as to how you might be able to solve it. You can take it to the driving range, you can maybe give it a try, or the putting green or the chipping green or whatever it might be. But just drop me a message on there if there's anything like specifically that you're really struggling with, because I can definitely help you out. And it's nice, isn't it? It's actually nice to be out. I'm outside in shorts. It's not cold. It's not raining. This is right. The season is here. Hopefully the season is here. Come on, what we got? We've got a few more dropping in now. So for those that are new to the chat now, if you're struggling with anything in particular with your golf game, put a message on there, and I'm going to see if I can help you out. And in the meantime, I'm just going to hit a few balls because I'm working on my wedge game at the minute. Right, come on. What we got? Okay, we've got 3 votes on do you need help with your game, and they're all yes. So come on, tell me, what do you need help with? What do you need help with? Come on, what do we need help with? How to use a driver. We haven't had that expanded. So how to use the driver, that could be a number of different answers. So I don't want to I've got an ant on the phone. I don't want to expand on that one because that is quite a wide spectrum of what we could actually talk about with regards to how do we use the driver. So something a little bit more specific, I'm probably going to give you more of an idea, unless it's just literally a beginner's tutorial. But you know, I can do that. That's not a problem. But just let me know a little bit more specifically on what it is that you want to know about the driver and how you're struggling to use it. There's a lot of action going on. I've got someone with a still saw going on there. I've got a vehicle reversing out the front here. I've had nothing go on all day. Right. 5 votes now. We've got 5 votes. And they're all yes. Come on, guys. Drop me a message. What are you struggling with? Drop it on the chat. I'll see if I can help you out. This is the easiest and quickest way to try and get yourselves a quick golf lesson, a very quick golf lesson. It's not a particular one-to-one, but I can maybe try and help you with a particular issue that you've got. Okay, right. We've got the first question on there. Brilliant. Okay. So, what have we got? I need help with my driver because it tends to go right. Okay, so one of the most common shots in golf is a slice. It's over 90% of golfers hit the ball left to right. If you're a right-hander like myself, it's off to the right. So I'm presuming that you are right-handed and you're hitting it to the right. So there's quite a number of things that we can go through with regards to why that ball's going out to the right. Generally, what happens is we have the path that the club travels on a particular path, which is the line. So let's, for argument's sake, hopefully you can all see that ball there, right? So I've got an alignment stick here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the path in which someone who slices the ball is going to hit it down. So I'm going to put it like that. So hopefully you can see that on there, like that. Okay. Then as we swing this club, we swing along this path line. So you see how the club's coming outside the line of my body, and it's coming across the golf ball like that. Now, what happens is when the club face is actually open to that path, it creates side spin, and that's what sends it out to the right. So that's just to give you a bit of an idea behind why we're hitting the ball out to the right. Generally, is an open club face to the path in which we're actually swinging the club. So what we've got to do one of two things. We've either got to neutralize the path, so we've got to get that path, instead of it being this way across there, we need to get the path more down the line, or more on plane there. And the second thing that we need to do is club face control. So that club face generally is being left open at the point of impact, and therefore it's going out to the right. So first thing I always check is fundamentals. So first thing I'm going to check would be the grip. And is the left or the right hand, are they in a weak position? Because if they're in a weak position, then what we can do is strengthen up the left hand. So as I look at my left hand now, I can see 2 knuckles on my left hand, and that will help you square up the club face at the point of impact. So first thing is to check fundamentals. When we come along when we start talking about changing the path, there are all sorts of different things that we can do. But I've got loads of videos on my channel that will help you with regards to tweaking or changing the path, because we have to break muscle memory, and it's not a quick process. There are quick fixes to stopping the ball go out to the right or hitting a slice, but generally it takes a lot more work than that. But what I would definitely do is I would check fundamentals first. So I would go straight to grip and have a look at the grip, and maybe strengthen up that lead hand. So it'll be your left hand in this case. And what I'd do is I'd have a look at where that left hand is, and maybe just start to bring, do you see how my forearm starts to come more on top? It starts to bring round. I'm rotating my forearm on top of the club more, and it will just help you square up that club face a little bit more at the point of impact. So hopefully that will help. But like I say, when it comes to actually changing the path and changing, how we actually deliver that club to the ball, that's a lot more work. It's probably too much for me to describe on a live chat, but there are lots of videos on my channel where you can find that. I've got lots on there about how do we stop a slice, and how do we, generally we have to change the path and change the muscle memory. So what I'd say is jump on there, but in the short term, just try tweaking the lead hand, because the lead hand does all the work in a golf swing. It does all the donkey work. It takes a lot of the impact. If we can get that into a stronger position, it will help you just square the club face up a little bit at impact, and might just reduce that ball going too far right. It probably won't eradicate it, but it will just maybe bring that dispersion in a little bit for you. So I hope that helps. Okay, what have we got now? Martin, okay, is it okay for my ball position to be a little forward in my stance than normal? Okay, Martin, thanks for the question. So what I'd probably say is, first of all, if you could let me know which club it is that you're using in particular, or are you talking like across the whole range of the clubs that you use? If you could just clarify that for me, and then I will go into more detail for you, Martin. So we've got a fair few votes now. What have we got? They're all yes. That's good. That's good. So for those of you that are here, I am going to try and do this on a weekly basis. So generally it's going to be around about this sort of time on a Tuesday. That's the plan going forwards. Martin, across the whole range of my clubs. Right, okay, so that's a very good question. Now, when it comes to ball position, me as a coach, I always take this as a more fluid approach, because everybody's built differently. Everybody swings the club differently. We're all built differently. We're a bit different shapes, sizes, variations of flexibility, etc. So how we're delivering the club to the ball can be very, very different across the board. What I'd say from a ball position perspective, let's just go like, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go like middle of the road here, right? Let's go 7-iron. So I've got a 7-iron in my hand now. Hopefully you can see me okay there, Martin, looking at where we are. Right. So I'm going to put this alignment stick down. And what that will do is that dictates the ball position in relation to where my feet are. Okay. So when I address this golf ball now, generally with something like a 7-iron, we're probably just past the center point, more towards the lead foot. Okay. Now, if we go a little bit further than that, what can happen, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, Martin, but what possibly can happen is we catch the ground before the ball. And the reason that we catch the ground before the ball is when the ball position is too far forwards, the low point of the body is generally around about the sternum. Okay. Now, as we're coming into impact, if our impact position and we're getting that sternum ahead of the ball and we're still hitting down into the ball, so we're hitting ball then turf, then that's no problem at all. If we start to hang back and our spine angle has changed a little bit and we're like this, then what happens is the low point is behind the ball, and then we're going to potentially catch the ground behind the ball and then the ball, and that's going to affect how well you can actually strike the golf ball. So what I'd say is you need to be careful putting the ball position too far forwards, because there is obviously the potential to catch the ground behind the ball. The other thing that can happen as well, if I just show you this, if I can find it, there it is. So what I've got here is a pointer. Now, if I click that onto the club face like this, what you'll see is, if this, let's say this is straight at that camera, okay, is our target. If that ball position goes further forwards, look what happens to the pointer. Do you see that? So the further forwards I go, it starts to aim further left. And it's the same as if we take that ball position further back in our stance. You see how it changes the angle in which the pointer's moving to? So again, if that ball position is too far forwards, or I'm not saying it's too far forwards, but if it's further forwards than potentially it should be, then you could have a tendency to maybe to hit the ball left of target. Obviously, without seeing you swinging the club, Martin, it's difficult to actually fully answer your question, but hopefully those 2 points may just help you just sort of understand where you are with regards to your ball position. With the driver, if you've got that ball position too, like a long way forwards, there's a fair chance that you could top it, because you're going to be hitting, we need to be hitting up on a driver. Our spine angle is away with a driver, and we're usually going into that position. That's our impact position there with a driver. But if it's too far forwards, then we're too far ahead, we're too far, the ball is too low on that arc, and potentially we catch in the middle or the top of the ball. So ball position is a real it's so important. A lot of things that come to set up are majorly important. So, all the static positions can make all the difference in golf. So it's so important to understand your own golf game, understand your own golf swing. If you're striking the ball well with the ball position further forwards, then carry on doing it. Don't change something that's working. But if you feel like it's not working, then maybe it's a case of let's see what happens. Like play about with it a little bit. Oh, okay, so that is happening. You're hitting a little baby draw. So if you're hitting great, hitting a little draw, fantastic. If you're feeling like that's like if you're feeling like that is actually too much of a draw, so let's say for example it's starting left and then drawing away from your target, then ball position could be a real key for you, because if you bring that ball position, if you imagine, let's go back to this pointer again, right? If that's where we're setting up and that's where we're striking the ball, if you just bring that ball position back slightly, that ball might start closer to the target line, which for you may just be sort of right of target, and then you're hitting a little draw in. But it might be something to just play about with. Remember, if you bring the ball position back as well, it will also reduce the flight. So it'll bring the flight of the ball down only slightly, but you will notice it over a period of time. What I would say is practice. To be honest, get yourself to a driving range, hit some balls, and just play about with that ball position. If you feel like it's like an overdraw and let's say the majority of your misses are left of the green or left of the fairway, then tweak that ball position back in stance, and it might just help just straighten that up a little bit for you, Martin. So go and give it a try. Hope that helps. And like I say, I'm going to try and be here every week from now on. So every Tuesday about this sort of time, I'm going to be jumping online. So have a practice this week, and hopefully we can have a chat next week, and it's started to work a little bit for you. So how that works. Okay. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Anyone else struggling with anything in particular? Good stuff, Martin. Yeah. Like I say, play about with it. It's something that when you're actually out on the golf course, you can really start to understand different ball flights if you start to play about with the ball position rather than just sticking to one all the time. If you start playing about with the ball position, you'll start creating different flights and different shots, and it will start to sort of add to the amount of shots you've got in your bag, which can help you in certain situations. So yeah, give it a go, and hopefully I'll speak to you next week. Right, okay, we've got two no. Oh no, we've got a couple of no's on the votes there. Okay, that's interesting. So anyone else struggling with their golf game? Anything in particular? Just give me a shout. Let me know, and I'll see if I can help you out. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel because there's loads of videos on there. I've got like over 470 videos. There's instructional, there's some fun videos, there's all sorts on there. So, but there's plenty of instructional videos on there if that's what you're here for. There's loads on there. So just go and hit that subscribe button. Anyone else struggling with anything in particular with their golf game? We've just been talking about ball position with Martin, but I know there's a few new people jumped on, so just give me a shout, drop a message on that chat if you are struggling with anything in particular. And in the meantime, I might just hit a couple of balls myself. Okay, so right, what we got? Oof, that was a shocker. Who's played over the weekend? Anyone play over the weekend? So what I'm going to start is, I think we've only got one online now. Okay. What we're going to do is I'm going to do half an hour to start with, and then we're going to sort of build it from there. So I'm going to be live for half an hour. We're up to about 27 and a half minutes now, unless I get some other questions on here. But generally, that's what I'm going to be doing for the next few weeks, and we're just going to start to build it. Oh, Martin. Okay. One more thing. Sometimes I've a hard time getting my 3-wood to fly. I feel like is that sweeping it? So are you hitting it a little bit too low, Martin? Is that the problem with the flight? You feel like it's coming off the face too low? Sweeping, yeah. Is the ball flight quite low? I'll talk to you about that. Because this is quite a good one, actually, because I had this conversation with somebody, customer. Right, okay, so it's coming off a little bit low. So if we go back to our previous conversation with regards to ball position, if you imagine at the point of impact, if I just get a ball, right? So the golf swing, right? Okay, let's start here. So the golf swing is on. There's two arcs, right? You've got an arc this way, and you've got an arc round your body. Yeah. Now you imagine this arc. We have a low point in that arc, and that low point is probably somewhere about that point. Yeah. If that ball position is too far forwards, then that arc is on the way back up again. So you're going to be striking the ball potentially. Let's say that's set up and it's a little bit too far forwards. As we get to here, we're going to be striking the ball like this. Yeah. Now, if we're striking the ball like this, look where that contact's being made. We've got quite a bit of space between the ground and the ball there, and that's why you're going to be hitting the sort of the middle of the ball, the equator of the ball, and that potentially then will send the ball lower in flight. So even with a 3-wood, okay, we still want to have an element of hitting down into the ball. We don't want to be hitting it as steeply as we do an iron, but we still want an element of, we want that point of contact to be down here somewhere. Yeah, because then we're going to utilize the loft on the club and it's going to send the ball up into the air. So what I'd also what I'd probably say then is when you're at the driving range and you're practicing, you know, the fly, is maybe take that 3-wood and your 5-wood or your hybrid or whatever. Just take that ball position back a little bit and just see if that helps, because you're going to be hitting a little bit steeper into the ball. So you're going to be coming down steeper into the ball. So imagine on that arc, let's say, for example, on that arc there, you're a little bit past the center point. Let's bring that ball back to the center point so that you're striking it at the very low point of the arc, and therefore you're going to make much better contact with regards to the strike off the club face, and hopefully that will send the ball up into the air a little bit more for you. Maybe go and give that a try, Martin. Hopefully that helps you. But like I say, don't take it to the course. Go and practice at the driving range first, because it's going to feel a little bit awkward tweaking that ball position. But use an alignment stick or a club and put the alignment stick and point it to the ball between your feet, so you can see yourself where your ball position is currently and where you think you need to bring that ball position back to. So always think about that arc and think about that low point. If that 3-wood is past that low point, we're going to be hitting the equator, more towards the equator of the ball, which is going to send the ball off like that as opposed to like that. Yeah. So it's going to just help you create a little bit more launch angle on your 3-wood off the deck. I hit it off the tee and off the deck because I haven't used the driver since my junior days. Oh, really? You don't use the driver at all? Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Well, what I'd say then is give that a go. Give that a go, definitely. And if you're hitting a draw, if your natural shape is a draw anyway, then, you know, you're going to have no problem with ball flight, you know, with regards to your strike. So what I'd say is just bring that ball position back, and then hopefully that will start to launch the ball up into the air a little bit more for you, just because it's getting steeper into the ball. Hopefully that'll work for you, Martin. Right. On that note, because I said I was going to do half an hour today, and I think you're the only one online, Martin. So I'll call it a day there. Hope that's helped you out, and brilliant. Go give it a go, bud. Brilliant. Hopefully that's helped you out, and I will maybe catch up with you next week. If you're on the chat, I'll be on here around about the same sort of time. So I'll see you then. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for joining. See you soon.